Welcome everybody, this is Sneakbee from Sneakbee Gaming, coming to you from the Lord of the Rings Online. Wanted to spend just a moment before we continue the quest to say thanks everybody for tuning in to the initial episode of Lord of the Rings Online. I am going to be taking a Warden from 0 to Hero, all the way through as far as we can. This is the initial Warden I'll be walking on. This is Snakebee, B-I-E. I will be changing to a man warden that I already have leveled up to level 95, I believe. It's been a little while since I played Lord of the Rings Online, seriously. So we're going to go ahead and just run through here. If you remember previously, last episode I just was walking through some of the initial quests out there, and right now I'm on a quest here. If you come up and open up your deed log, you can see I need to go and talk to Calder Cobb, and then I also have to gather some King's Foil to treat Amdir's wounds. Amdir is one of the Rangers of the North. He was helping protect some of the hobbits earlier in the initial episode, and as we run through here, you'll notice that I have different beasts out here that I can work with. First off, if you look here, I've got a Dusk Wolf. He is blue because if you notice up here under his, he's level 2, I'm level 3, so I'm one level ahead of him. As we run through this, I don't need to talk to him right now. I'm going to need to go up here and talk to Calder Cobb.
Well, if it isn't the rumor monger.
So Calder Cobb doesn't think much about me. He says, as you can see for yourself, there aren't any brigands causing any problems. Brandy Book sent you to assist me. I want you to look into this wolf problem. So he wants us to defeat some wolves and search the top of Brown's Folly. So I'll go ahead and say sure, no problem. Notice there's some random sheep running around. I will never interact with these sheep, but that just puts some great ambiance. By the way, this is the area that I'm going to. Pull up your map. You can see that this is Brown's Folly. It has a ring on it. That's where I'm supposed to go. You'll also notice that I have a couple of different colors of on here. Intro for the Wolves of the East. There's wolves in those two areas, and Remedied for the Old is actually going to find the King's Foil down through here. Now this is the starting area of Archet. We're going to run all around through here as we go through the day. But we'll go ahead and run that as we go. So let me just go in, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can track down some wolves here. And as I walk around, I'm just going to kind of look around because it's a beautiful area. And look there, there's actually a wolf. And he's blue, so he's one level below me. Should be okay for me to really come up here and call him here. I'm going to go ahead and use my gambits. And basically I'm just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, working on that. And there's another one up here. But more importantly, if you'll notice, there's a Blackwood Spy. The wolf, he's kind of neutral. If you don't do anything to him, he won't do anything to you. But if you look at the Blackwood Spy, he's red. He's got a red bar out there, where the wolf is yellow. So yellow, neutral, red is bad, right? So typical things that you might see. I don't need to kill that wolf there. We'll let him go. But I want to go ahead and take out this brand here. Just really don't like these spies. And I'm a warden, so my big thing is yell at them, get their attention, sword, shield, and kick. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and just walk on over here as we go through. I'm not running any shaders or anything. Can you imagine this being 12-year-old graphics? They did run through a graphics update a few years back, and I'm sure they're constantly always working on making the graphics better. I tell that they're thinking about looking at Can they use modern graphics cards to process better? Standing Stone Games is the company that now runs Lord of the Rings Online. It used to run through, I don't remember who all it's been through, but Standing Stone actually decided to go back private, if you will, from where they were. We're just going to go ahead and run through this, pick up our King's Foil, and you'll notice I'm just double clicking on these. That will actually take you to it and take the action as you go through. And up here, I'm going to go ahead and take out this wolf, even though I don't necessarily need to. Just because I don't want him to get in the way later on down the road. Now, up here, you'll notice I have some frays, into the fray melee combat stance. Look up here. I'll hover over this in just a minute because I should get some bleeds here in a minute. I'll let him attack me a little bit so I can get a bleed going. That didn't work that time. Okay, if we go back to map view, you'll notice that all the shaded areas are complete because I need to go back over here to the Calder Cobb and chat with him a little bit. Before I do, I want to go ahead and finish up this Wolves of Runes, and to do that, I just double click on this flag. I'll examine it a little bit, and there's going to be a dude walking up to me. And I'm going to go ahead and I have defeated the master. Alright. Oop, fell down. Notice up here, I was talking about the debuffs, falling injuries. I basically was walking slow because of that. Where are we? We're going the wrong way. If you notice down here near Brown's Folly, I've got an arrow pointing where I am. Looks like a little Ouija board. You can actually walk in when you're in map mode. It's kind of fun if you're riding a horse moving between A and B, just to see what the lay of the land is going to be. Try to get an idea of what's going on from there. The problem that you run into is if you run into a fence. Let's say I'm walking here. Hey, I'm walking here. And I get to a fence. May not know that I'm on a fence, but I'm not going where I wanted to go. You can jump up and jump over, jump on top of, and run across. Those are all fun things to do whenever you're just moving through the environment. But look at these trees. I mean, 12 years. 12 years. Interesting.
Impossible! A weakling like you defeated the Wolf Master?
He put me in a trap, and he wasn't expecting that, but he told me, never fear, we are going to get you. So Calder Cobb has something up his sleeves, and I need to go talk to Strider, Aragorn, and go on from there. One other thing I want to point out, these guards here, red, level 10, don't go fighting red. Red is not good to fight. You'll notice that some of these are going to be goldenrod. That's just because there's really not much to interact with those people on. They're just here to have...
Calder Cobb is a traitor. Danger has found you earlier than I predicted.
Alright, thanks for doing that.
I cannot decide which is more dangerous right now. Calder Cobb's treachery or the ignorance of Captain Brackenbrook.
Alright, so I'm going to go question Otto the Brigand here in a minute. Notice Sneaky Dad over here, he's AFK. He's been standing around for a little bit. He's away from his keyboard. The system recognizes that and put him in. So, well, there's a jail. There's the jail yard here, and if you'll notice, we've got a dude that we could chat with. He is right here.
Oi, you there! Let me go! Calder Cobb can vouch for me!
Calder Cobb's going to vouch for him, but you know what? He quiets down when you tell him of their treachery. So you think you know your plan, don't be smug, it's too late. The gears are already turning to the south, and and quick. Soon I'll be free and you'll be the one in shackles, or worse. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Well, the jailer heard
What can
that.
I do for you?
And the jailer says if Brackenridge does not believe you, I do, for what it's worth. So, thanks, Ned. Appreciate the vote of confidence there. Let's go and chat with Captain Breckenbook and see what he has
How
to
can
say.
you say this? Calder Cobb has been loyal to me since he was a boy. I suppose it would be wise to investigate your claim.
All right, Cal Springley's farm is south of here. Let's go down there and see. But before I do, I'm going to go ahead and swap out my shoes, get a little more protection going there. And also, I want to pick up a couple of extra quests as we go, because
You look so changed since last night.
collect bilberries for Calendine. She's very worried about Amdir over there. He was protecting her when he got injured, so she wants to make sure everything's going on.
You there! I'm hungry!
And of course, hobbits are hungry, so Mundo is actually thinking about food. So let's go help everybody else. You'll notice I now have 3 quests going on here. You can actually follow a quest. You can select a quest and follow it. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up the map mode. You'll notice that I have this green down here. The green is for a very empty belly. That's the trying to find the boars. I have the bilberry tea, which is over here, and then I also have this, talk to the folks down in Cal Springy to see what's going on. Now Cal here, he's a pretty good guy. I'm going to go ahead and just make my way down here. If I see any boars out on the way, I'll go ahead and take them out. That way I'm killing a couple of birds with one stone, if you'll forgive the pun there. But climb this little hill. You never get tired, and that's the great thing about this thing. It may take you a little while to get from point A to point B, but you can just spend the time looking around. Alright, so we found Cal. Let's see what Cal has to say.
Stranger, eh? You're the best thing that's happened to us all day.
Alright, let's go ahead and finish this up.
Our
And
best hope is
accept.
to get help from Combe, our neighbours. They will not let Archet fall to brigands.
No, they won't, because as soon as if we fall, then they're next, so they know that. Also, I've got this one here.
Of your time.
Need to find a couple of courageous farm hands, so let's go ahead and do that. But I am going to go ahead and put on this cloak. It does give us a little more armor protection. Also, it looks kind of cool. Cloaks are cool when we run through there. If you pull up your map, again, you'll see that I have some highlighted areas here that I need to go check out. I've got it over here as well. I think what I'll do, there's a little piggy. Let's go ahead and take out that piglet. These things are pretty nasty. Not really. I did turn on my loot all functionality, so when we are picking things up, I don't have to remember to pick things up. They just happen. You'll notice my gambit here, it's still set up at the shield, or at the spear. It'll keep that up there for a little bit, and then it'll go away. So if you keep an eye down there, it's already gone. Another piglet. This should be the last piglet I have to take out. By the way, screaming is a way to get aggro. So that's how you get your bad guys to focus on you versus your peers and your kin. I'm going to go ahead and sneak around a little bit because there's some stuff out here. but I want to be careful as I go through. So look up here in my small mini-map. You'll notice that there's a ring. Anytime you have a quest, you should be able to find those. And, oh, sad times, there's Thornton. We're going to go ahead and mourn him a little bit. He was courageous, but he is no more. So I wonder what happened to him. Let's come over here and see if we've got something else going on. Well, there's another farmhand. This is not looking good. I need to move those tooltips. I did find the bilberry bush, so we're going to go ahead and collect those berries as we go through. Sometimes being a hobbit is tough. There's bristlehide piglet. Uh-oh. There's some red dots going on. The red dots, if you really look closely. Let's see if we can sneak over here a little bit. It's the brigand. Uh-oh. Now he's a level 5, so he's a little bit tougher than I am, but not that tough. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't notice that old Bloodstroke here is a I think he's a wandering bad guy. It collected fresh boar meat. Got 4 of them. Alright. If I keep going up that way, you see that little red dot? That's actually a Blackwood Stalker. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to avoid those. Meanwhile, I still need to come up to here, up over here, to find the 4th or the 3rd farmhand. As you can tell, they have an AoE. They can see you in some cases. Other cases they can't. Has to deal with your stealth rating. I'm a hobbit. I'm kind of small. There is a brigand right there. If I was to walk up on that guy, I'll probably run into him. Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and say our prayers for Walt. He was a good man. I wish I'd known him. Alright, so I'm going to wander around here. Please note that there's still a little bit of a quest to do up here. Man, there's a lot of people in there. But I got these berry bushes down through here. I'm going to go ahead and take out this stalker. Watch these gambits. I'm going to do a 1 and a 3. And that went ahead and gave me a different one than if I did a 2-2. We'll talk about those a little bit more as we run through this a little bit. But just understand that the different gambits do different things in the system for the Warden. There's a bilberry bush right there. And here's one last bilberry bush. Now you can, if you're selecting this, just click on them, press a U for use, and it'll actually take you right to it and do the animation. I think I mentioned that before, but it's just one of the ways to move around a little bit. Easier, take your hands off the keyboard, take a second to look at what's going on. Once I finish this this quest chain here, where I get back to Archet, I'm going to probably spend just a minute talking about gambits, what different gambits do. There's a panel that will show you that. We want to run through those, but before I do, I'm going to go ahead and bypass these guys because I know I can come back and talk to the farmhand, but I still have to come over here and check out the gate to comb to see what's going on from over here. So here we are. Nice protected little valley. Put a little gate up there so that people will only come in whenever we invite them in. But uh-oh, what's this? I can't get there. The gate's blocked. We're on our own. Oh, what are we ever going to do? I'm not a good actor, so I'll try to keep that to a minimum. But right now, I'm just going to wander back over to the farm. Nice water. I'm going to wander over here to the farm, chat with a couple of people over here, then run back to Archet and talk with whoever I need to talk with next.
What do you need?
Again, I'm going to take spears every single time I can.
This cannot be. I must write to Brackenbrook at once.
And any time that I get something, I'm going to go ahead and just double click on it. You notice that my spear, the one I have equipped, is still 8 to 13. It's about the same, but it looks better. Here's a Sprigley's notes if you want to read it. Farm was attacked by brigands. Cut off the road. We need help. So let's get this message back to the sheriff. Or captain. I guess it's the captain. So again, wolves, fairly neutral. They're not going to attack you if you run by them. Some of the piglets are aggressive, others are not. So, as you run through, you'll find out those types of things. While we're talking about this, you'll notice I have some mangy skins, some broken short swords, crude whetstone. These items can be used by weaponsmiths. That's for crafting. There's some things that you can use to turn in for tasks. Different things going on out there. Let's go ahead and turn that off right now, and then we'll finish this up. All right, let's help Mundo get some food.
It gives me something to munch on for a bit, at least.
Now, he did give me a ring, and you'll notice that these rings will do things like give +1 to vitality. When I talk to
This is sure to cheer Omdir right up.
Lorraine, she gave me some mushrooms. Then she's going to say,
help Omdir feel better. I just know it.
Omdir feel better. Mushrooms, if I eat those, by the way, they give me a +7 agility.
Thank you, but I have not the stomach to drink this now.
Oh, thank her for her kindness, so just run back and forth. A lot of times you're doing that. You're just kind of running back and forth.
Did my tea perk him up? I knew it would.
I'm going to tell her yes, her tea perked him up. He thanks you for it. And
What have I done?
Oh, he was a fool.
You cannot fathom just how wrong I have been.
So, we're really at a point now where we're going to continue the intro quest.
Do not despair. You have done well.
There's a hunter's cabin that we're going to run to next. I'll probably do that off camera so that we're there. But I did want to spend just a moment talking about the gambits and what we can do from these. you'll notice that we have these quick thrust gambits. These are what we call the builders. So it will always be a quick thrust. It's, you have to be within 2.5 meters. It's a fast melee attack. We have a shield bash. Again, this is a quick strike with a shield. It's a builder again. And then there is the Warden's Taunt. This is going to go ahead and be a scream. It's shout from wherever. And we have our Gambit default. This is that builder. This is what we have down here in the Gambit builder. It's also on my 4 key. I will be actually setting up these builders and some other things later on down the road. And we'll run through that. So what happens if you can, you have your different Warden stances. So I'm in the fray stance. This is a melee stance. The assailment stamp is more for ranged attacks. So if I change here to ranged, you'll notice that this quick toss is now a quick toss. It's actually a ranged attack. This is a quick throw from behind the shield. So now I don't have to go walk up all the way to people. I can actually do this from afar. And we'll go ahead and run through those in a little bit. Our gambits. Up here, you'll notice that we have a ranged boot. So if I do a sword and a shield, so if I do a 1 and a 2, then I get a ranged boot. Basically, that gives 35 to 48 common damage. It also interrupts if they're trying to attack me. Ranged strike, so that's a 1-1. That's a sword, or in this case, because I'm a javelin, it's a javelin. If I change that range, I'll go ahead and make them back to death stroke, ranged offensive stroke, whatever that might be. So let's go ahead and I'm going to jump back into assailment so I can go from afar. So that's a 1-1. There's a 1-3. This is going out there and doing a little bit more damage. And then there's range persevere. So we'll go ahead and work through these. So 2-2, 3-3. That's a 2-3. That's a 2-1. And then reckless gambits. It's a 1-1, 1-3, and a 1-2. So again, you can see I have different types of gambits here. And basically these do different things. Target is drained of 3 morale, and the attacker gains 3 morale on for every 3 seconds. So it lasts for 16 seconds up to. If that happens, then what happens is I'm actually stealing morale from them, so stealing hit points from from who they are and giving hit points to me. And that's a good way to keep a Warden who is worried about survivability. He's only wearing leather armor. He's not in heavy-duty armor. This is how a Warden will go ahead and be able to stay healthy for the duration of the fight. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for staying with me for another episode here. I think we're going to have one more episode in the starting area, and then we're going to go ahead and start moving into the rest of the world. So, once again, this is Snigby signing off. Thank you for smashing that like button, giving me a subscribe, and looking forward to continue this content for you over the months that come. So, once again, goodbye, everybody.